Singer 319K is put in its case. Hook gear, inspect and clean. We clean our feet. Season 2, episode 38, revised, extended 38. In this video, we will inspect and clean the hook gear. Then we will demonstrate putting the Singer 319K in the case. Lastly, we will clean the feet that we have. Thank you for viewing. Please enjoy. Let's get right into it. We're going to have a look right in there at the hook. What we have here is the gearbox. This bar here is the hook driving shaft. Comes down from the canvas steel driving belt. So this is hook driving shaft. There's the hook where the bobbin goes and all that there. But the gear is actually in here, and it gets quite dirty in here. I'm thinking that it's going to be pretty good because there was the fella or the lady already looked at it at the shop. So let's just have a little look-see and see what we're going to find here. Okay, here's the other screw. So that's all pretty good. There's not a whole lot of gunk or varnish or anything on the inside of the lid. It's just a little bit of grease around there. And that is varnish on the end there. See, it is stuck on, but you can see it is dry. It's got to be cleaned anyway. It says to shake the oil first. And we'll just give it a couple of drops. I pay careful attention to start at the top. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of the grease. Put that in there like that. And I'm going to rotate. There, and that's pretty much good to go for a while now. And just kind of get the excess or spread it around or whatever. There's a lot of grunge coming off still. So they both got grease in them now. The fun you have. Oh, we are filming. I thought I was talking to myself. I'm glad you guys are still along with me. So anyway, that's got that on. So by the time we're all said and done, we'll have serviced the hook gear here. We'll have put the bottom on, the base on the machine. And so yeah, this, the hook, the base, and the other couple of things that we did. So yeah, it's been fun. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I am. It's good to be doing this because I need to practice and I enjoy it. So I need you to look right here, and that is actually the point of the needle. This may not be the best angle. Let me see if I can improve on the angle. So where you want to watch is right there. That's the needle. I don't know if you'll be able to see it bend from, just watch, I'm just going to rotate it. See it? There, it's bending. Now it's back. There. And that's because the timing is out. So that's what it's doing. This is all way off because the hook is down here by my finger and it's supposed to be up near by the needle. So that's telling me that the timing is off. I just like the look better than, it looks so industrial when it's just sitting there on the pegs, So I'm going to put it in the case and see if I like it that way. It may be too bulky, but we'll see once I get the machine in there. Like I said, we're going to put the machine in this case here. Okay, we're going to get started. I'm going to close the doors for noise reduction. I'm also going to turn on 3 lights. The case. Now I did wash this in the kitchen sink the other day, and there was one small note that I wanted to mention is that this area here is hollow And water, if you're washing it, water can get in there. So I made certain that when I was drying it, I put a towel on a pillow, and then I maneuvered this in various positions so that the water would drain out. And then I also dried it with a hair dryer. And so I don't think I'm going to have any water issues. I didn't have to take these off or anything like that. But, you know, like I say, it is glued or whatever plastic. So everything's still good there. It came pretty clean. I just used dishwashing soap liquid and water. I tend to go for gentle first. But anyway, there it is there. So I do have the pedal there, and it's a nice green color, but the pedal is wired by itself into the motor, and then there's another plug that you plug into the receptacle and plug into the machine, and that's how it gets power. But that cord is green, not brown like this, but I can't find the green one, so I had a brown one, so that's why I have a brown cord. There's the drilled hole where those posts on the bottom will go. There's two of them, there's one there, and there's one there. So I've got the sewing machine lying on its side, as you can see, and I've got a couple of towels rolled up underneath it. And it's a lot easier to attach the bottom to the sewing machine than to attach the sewing machine to the bottom. Unless you've done it before and you've loosened the screws on the sewing machine so that when you put it on top there, it's not gonna hesitate. But that's a very easy way. For me, that's a very easy way for me because then there's no accident. So there, that one got centered and is on its one. Got centered and is on its way home. Then we'll tighten this one up a bit. That's nice and snug. There's that little plastic tab. Once I close it, I pull it over there so it'll keep the cool. I'm not a professional filmmaker. I'm just a guy that likes to play with machines and make movies of it all, you know? That's all. Okay, this screw is not loose enough, and that's why this post has not gone in full tilt. And just have to undo the screw, and it slides right in. So now I'm going to do the screw up. I'm going to tighten the screw. And there was a little knob there that once I had it put down, in position, I could just do that, and there it's good to go there. So I think that's good. That's how I'm gonna sew with the machine after it's threaded. Cool. What a beautiful machine. Just like everything about it. I'm looking forward to trying to sew it in that position. I think it'll be good. The Singer 319K story is that before I bought it from the vendor had taken it into a sewing store in Ottawa, Ontario, and it was tuned up by the sewing machine repair people in there. In front of the machine here have some boxes with accessories, and I'm just gonna show you this one first. Open it, and you can see there's a whole bunch of, I believe that's a ruffler, and these need to be cleaned. So and actually there's quite a bit in there. You know what, let's just, here, let's take a look at those. So those are pretty cool. You know, I'm not even really familiar with a lot of the feet because, like I say, my sewing adventure is just starting. I've just been a restorer up until now, but I believe that is called a ruffler. I have seen that before, but I don't know what it's called. I think this one, I don't know if that's a piper of some sort. I think there's one called a piper. And I think that's just like a gauge, like you can put on the throat plate or near the throat plate as an accessory in one of those holes there, and have it so that your cloth always stays aligned. So you can just let the machine take it up instead of having to manually guide it yourself. So those are pretty cool. So there's the fashion discs there, and some of them they usually have a little design on them, but you can see these are 306 because they fit right on there. And there's a little stud back there that maybe if I move it forward, let me see it. Oh geez, I'm gonna have to move it a whole lot to get it all the way around. So in here we have some, those are 206 by 13, size 14 needles, indeed. What else do we have? We got a couple of bobbins that this machine uses. I think those are 66, class 66 bobbins. But here's the interesting thing. Here's the receipt that we had talked about. He's included 4 size 14, 206 by 13 needles there. There's a number, 2029, so I don't know, and it's written in the red ink just for the needles, so that's what he did there. The total cost for getting this machine maintained was $122.59 Canadian, and I paid $160 Canadian to the lady to the vendor for this wonderful machine. And as I said, if you know, the Canadian dollar is only worth 75% of the Yankee dollar, of the American dollar, so. You know, basically, it cost her just under 95 American to get it serviced, and then I paid her 120 US for the machine. So she made like 23 bucks US. But it was, I thought it was really a great idea that she thought of that to get it serviced, you know, and then sell it. So it's nice to have the receipt. It adds a little bit of history or reference to the machine, gives it more of a story, you know, because this is, I don't know, some would say this is about stories, some would argue otherwise. But there's the receipt and all that stuff, so that's pretty cool. What else are we going to look at? There are some, and what I'm going to do for those babies, these feet, is I'm going to put them in a container with some KRUD Kutter and let them get degreased and get the dirt off them, see if we can get them cleaned up with a toothbrush after they soak for a bit. Okay, here I've got a container, and this is 100% KRUD Kutter. That one's really nice and grimy. Throw it in there, and so there we've got the ones that we want. Now we'll just give it a good spray. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to take this lid off. I've got a big container in the closet. So I'm going to let that sit for... Okay, here I've got a container, and this is 100% KRUD Kutter. It's not Ecomax or whatever it claims to be. It's just that I put the KRUD Kutter in this container. So I'm just going to put... That one's really nice and grimy. Throw it in there. Ooh, that one's nice and grimy and dingy. Give it a good spray. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to take this lid off. There. I've got a big container in the closet. So I'm going to let that sit for... I probably could let it sit for like 15 minutes, but I'm probably going to let it sit for 20 or something, you know. Go and do something else or make some coffee, maybe clean the bathroom, you know. So we'll give that a chance to ferment. So I'll just put that over there out of the way, and I'm going to clean this up. Okay, so these feet, these accessories, and feet and that, they've been in the 100% KRUD Kutter for about an hour and 25 minutes. So all I'm going to do is hold them over, give them a little scrub. So just like that, nothing too intense. This is a first or initial cleaning. Some of these will only need a first or initial cleaning. Some may need, you know, 2 or 3 cleanings or stronger stuff than KRUD Kutter. But so all I'm doing is just doing that one by one. So what I did was I ended up straining the feet here through a strainer in the kitchen sink. And I washed all the KRUD Kutter off, and then I filled that container up with hot water, and I rinsed the feet in the hot water, and got the hot water, got the residue KRUD Kutter off, And then I dumped out the water, and the blue stuff you're looking at, that's 100% dishwashing soap, dishwashing liquid. And I'm gonna let that sit in there for probably half an hour or so. And I find dishwashing soap, like the dishwashing liquid that you do your dishes in the sink, I find that a really effective cleaner. It's gentle because it's made for humans to wash their dishes with. In that respect, it's gentle, but it really cleans well. Anyway, I'll continue along with the cleaning. Then every once in a while I just give the pot a little stir, and I want to make sure that ruffler, it gets to spend some time in the pretty soap. Isn't that a nice color? I don't know. And for educational purpose, it's Dawn Ultra. I like that brand. I'm not promoting the brand, but that's what I'm using. It works. I mean, I use that a lot to clean these parts after they've been KRUD cuttered and rinsed. So they'll get another, I'll put them in a rinse container, and then I'll save the soap or put a little in with the rinse container and do a little more scrubbing, then rinse them off, and then we'll put them under the hair dryer. I won't force you to, I won't put 10 minutes of hair drying on here. There'll be like 5 seconds at the beginning and 5 seconds at the end, and we'll look at the wonderful results. So that's what I'm playing with now. And I left the windows open, the doors open, because I just wanted to make a quick clip here. But yeah, there is construction out there. It's construction season in downtown Montreal. Okay, so that is empty. That is the one that has all the dishwashing liquid in it, 100%. That's water, and that's water. And obviously this is a strainer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the strainer on like that, and I'm going to take this toothbrush out of here and just maybe put it, I'll just leave it right down there for now. And then I'm going to take the container with the parts and the liquid soap and do that. And the rest of this will go back in the kitchen for doing dishes and washing pots and pans later. So I'll be right with you. So I'm just going to tussle them around a little. So just go in and give a little, stir them up a little. And this is where I want to find out. Let me get another piece of paper towel, shop towel. This is where I want to find out if somebody's going to need extra cleaning. That looks like it came pretty clean. Yeah, like there was some grunge there. Maybe there is still. I don't know. But anyway, so now what I'm going to do is get them into some water again after I give them a little scrub-a-dub, because I don't want to get any flash rust. So as long as they're in water for a short time, whoopsie daisy. Let's see this one. I don't even remember how grubby that one was. It's still rusty or grubby in that closed area there. Yeah, I mean, some of these things aren't dirt. They're engravings, really. That's got a little bit of grubbiness on it. Let's give it a scrub. See, if a toothbrush and soap and water and KRUD cutter can't get it off, then you got to ask yourself, how much is it impeding the operation of the machine, the little device, the little machine. That doesn't need. So nothing's really that. Everything's pretty clean now, and as I deal with these parts and start to put them into action or whatever, anything that didn't come clean is going to then get, you know, individual custom cleaning. But they're clean, they're good. So, and that's more soapy water that I'm just going to set aside, and that can go in the kitchen sink for another time as well. And now we have these babies here. I just want to go and get my strainer again. Cool. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put these in the strainer. Okay, so we're going to put them like that. We'll get that out of the way for now. And then now we got to fight against flash rust. So I'm going to start up the hair dryer, and you'll only get about 2 or 3 seconds of this racket, and then there'll be another second at the end where I'm done, and then we'll move on. And the other thing is, if you're going to hold them in your hand and dry them, then you have to put an oven mitt on your hand, otherwise the hair dryer will burn your hand. Yeah, so this is how you do it if you want to hand bomb it. You have to have an oven mitt so you don't get burnt from the hair dryer. That is the video about the hook gear, case, and feet. Thank you for viewing. Stay safe and have fun. Adios, amigos.